is um Steve Wilks. So I'm gonna give you the microphone, and I'm gonna let you speak into the void about how you feel about this breakdown. Now, hold on. Give a brief history of how you know Steve Wilks before you do anything.
Okay, so growing up, me and Steve Wilks both played in the Police Athletic League, going through Pee Wees, Mighty Mites, and all that kind of stuff. We branched off different elementary schools, junior high schools, get back together. He's 2 years behind me, um, but we get to West Charlotte together. I have to stop playing basketball because my mom got sick, didn't play football. But Steve Wilks was somebody that was coming up, young kid, because times are different now. When in the ninth grade, you were not in high school. In the ninth grade, you were in junior high school. So in the 10th grade, a lot of times you had a lot of players that were really good that would play varsity so that they could get the 2 or 3 years experience versus allowing them to play JV and then maybe getting hurt. Steve Wilks was far and above, probably one of the smartest, not athletic, not kind of that guy, not a speed guy, whatever, but a smart player on both sides of the ball. Played quarterback at West Charlotte, gets goes through a process of going to Appalachian State, plays safety. You knew when you talked to him, even if you talk to him right now, Justice has only met him once, but when you talk to him, you know he's coaching something somewhere. He has that type of delivery every single day. Goes to App, graduates. Next thing you know, he has like a tryout with Seattle. Doesn't work out. He immediately goes into like the big time. I guess football beyond NFL back then was like arena football. Probably exciting, playing down at Bojangles Arena, being a hometown hero. People loved him or whatever. So then he got into coaching. His flaw to me, and I would never tell him this, and I wouldn't tell y'all this if y'all were going through the process. But when you take jobs and you go 1 year, 2 years and gone, 1 year gone, 1 year college, 1 year pros, when you jump around like that, people feel like you don't have a fit into anything. Steve Wilks felt like he was going to be the head coach for the Carolina Panthers. He got that information from David Tepper, a conversation with Tepper where Tepper tells him, when we have to flip around and go through our process of hiring, you are my number one guy. And then he didn't make him his number one guy. That's frustrating.
Tepper a bum.
He a
Yeah.
bum.
Yeah, we don't like around here, man.
But Steve, trying to bounce back, he's used to jumping around. He's coached at Missouri. He's coached at Notre Dame. He's coached at Stanford. He's had all these big time coaching jobs. He just says, let me just go somewhere far away from Carolina so I don't have to worry about that pressure of coaching in Carolina. Gets picked up with San Francisco. Him and Kyle Shanahan never got along. Just saw things totally, fundamentally, they saw things different. Kyle Shanahan's an offensive guy. Steve is a defensive guy. I wouldn't kind of hire somebody that I just disagree with. Steve Wilks has been a coordinator that has coached the defense the exact same way for 10 years. That's exactly what he's done all his years as a coordinator. So if you hire him, that means you are accepting what he does until you don't like it. And that's what happened in the Super Bowl. Steve Smith kept a close game, just like the other side of the ball did. And when you lose, you have to find someone to blame. That's coaching, NFL, college. These white coaches have to be able to point the finger to take the pressure off themselves. And when you do that, somebody is a sacrificial lamb, and that is Steve Smith of Steve Wilks. That day, I have a jersey, a 49er jersey, and a glass that when I'm watching, I don't really watch all the games, but when I watch those games, I drink out of that glass and I put my jersey on. I did it for the Super Bowl. I wanted to set fire to both of them damn things Monday afternoon because I was done. I was just like, I can get past the losing of the Super Bowl, but the firing of a man that Well, how many games did San Francisco lose? 5 games?
3.
3? I mean, because how do you fire that guy? I mean, if he should be fired, you should be fired. You know, so that's how I look at it. That's my frustration. But that's life. Steve's okay with it. He's moving on. He said he's going to step aside from coaching for a little bit, and we'll see what happens in a couple years. So very, very disappointed in the 49ers, but I don't like Kyle Shanahan, so he's like Coach K to me. He just kind of gets under my skin.
We don't like Coach K.
Yeah.
Hey, watch the
We
weed.
don't like Coach K.
Watch that weed. Watch that weed, buddy.
Yeah.
That's a completely
You want to
different
see
topic.
Finch Coach K home with 2 knots on his head? Take that in a retirement, K. Yeah.
Just to put it in perspective here. So we look at his numbers. The most points he allowed was that 40 not the Broncos, the Baltimore game. That was 33. And that wasn't because of the defense. That was because the offense kept turning the ball over.
Purdy. That was on Purdy. Yeah.
Same thing versus Detroit. They kept turning the ball. So when you look at the losses that they had, even in the losses they had in the middle of the season, he gave up 19, 22, and then 31 because Joe Burrow came back. So one game out of 20 games, we're going to blame Steve Wilks for. Now, that was one game that didn't affect the playoffs or nothing. They went into the bye week, came out strong. Kyle Shanahan having Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel, who stinks, and not throwing the ball to George Kittle, not throwing the ball to Brandon Ayuk,
Not running the ball.
not the basics of just McCaffrey. You know what I'm saying?
They throwing it to Jennings.
Rashad Jennings.
Yeah.
Who?
Jennings, bro.
Who?
They're a very disappointing finish on the season. And what made it worse was the absolute firing of Steve Wilks. So
I think
they all can go to hell at this point.
So I think we all can agree that the fact that as a whole rule set in place for coaches, black coaches, coming to NFL. I forgot the name of that rule.
Rooney rule. It doesn't work.
Exactly.
It doesn't
So
work.
I always feel bad for who's the guy that got thrown under the bus not that long ago? Was it Todd Bowles?
Jim Caldwell.
There's always somebody that
Yeah.
they're gonna try and throw under the bus, and unfortunately, it always has to be a brother of color up there that they want to easily toss under the bus because these white guys they got pensions in here, they got tenures and people that's pulling strings for them. Where it's not the same. I mean, I don't think we have a single black owner in the NFL, do we?
Nope.
Nope.
No, Magic Johnson.
My thing is though, bro, like this whole Antonio Pierce situation, it's gonna be the same thing with Steve Wilks in Carolina. Carolina should have re-signed Steve Wilks because when he took over as the coach, the team played totally different. So you can tell they like being coached by Steve.
And they wanted him back.
Obvious.
As soon as they let him go, Carolina's future went in the mud quick. And it's going to be the same thing in Oakland if they do not re-sign Pierce as their head coach.
They did, right?
Thing.
They signed them all, but they
already did.
Yeah.
it was to the point where like Max Crosby was talking about something. I won't play here if y'all don't sign him back. So
But I feel like ownership shouldn't have to see a player on a podcast do that. Like you should be able to tell. Why aren't you involved with your team enough to where you can't see?
Jalen Tepper don't know ball.
You don't know.
Like Brian Burns he's not even noticeable out there no more. Brian Burns was one of the top trade prospects when Steve Wilks was coaching the Panthers.
Yeah.
Now half of that defense is like under the radar.
And there's still one hell of a defense. That's what's crazy. Like they are really.
And it's the same defense.
Exactly.
It's the same
people.
defense.
Same people.
But we don't talk about them because
This is under one.
Derek Brown was a monster.
Oh,
You had the DBs playing lights out.
He had 100 tackles or something like that.
I'm about to say a triple
Bro,
digit.
defensive tackle, like that's absurd.
Really weird.
Absurd. That's hog of the year, baby. That's the hog of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, but
as an inside player, man, that's absurd.
yeah, I was so ready to root for the Panthers again, and then they let him go. I
They
was
did
like,
that.
bro,
I think everybody
I
kind of
can't ever root for him. Charlotte, the Hornets, I can't root for them, and I can't root for the Panthers. Like it's every time.
Happened with
I don't know why.
That's where it went downhill. And I met Matt Rule. He came and talked to us at UNC Charlotte for one of our games.
Matt Rule's a stooge.
Great guy.
He's a
Great guy.
stooge.
Not an
He's a
NFL coach.
goober, man.
He's a goober.
Yeah,
He's a
great
goober.
guy.
He's a goober.
Definitely a goober.
He's one hell of a college coach. Garbage.
He's
is
just
when
not
it
an
comes to
NFL guy.
Not an
He's
NFL
just
coach.
not an NFL guy. Great for college. Amazing for college. Not an NFL
Now-
guy.
To wrap all this up, do anybody got anything else they want to share?
Broncos to the Super Bowl, baby. Let's get it.
That won't be happening. But
Word.
I feel like the league is in trouble if they let Mahomes get an actual number one receiver. That boy is unstoppable, and I am done betting against him. That's all I want to say.
We just won't put him on prize picks, but we not betting against him.
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah. I will not be betting on him to lose.
He got my respect.
Yeah,
He got my respect.
he's out there throwing the Jags and winning games.
Scantling. Jag.
Stinks.
A
Hold on, wait.
40-year-old tight end.
Hold on, wait. I gotta ask, dude, because I've seen this, and I think people might be blowing this out of proportion. Mecole Hardman said something about winning culture, and then Tommy Morstead responded. Now, mind you, Thomas Morstead been in the league since we've been playing Madden on the PS2. He came out and said it was because you weren't getting reps, and because you're essentially garbage. And I thought about that, and I was like, yeah, whoa. I don't know who you think Mecole Hardman is.
The Super Bowl winner? A winner?
Do you think they won a Super Bowl because of him?
That boy hopped on 15 back, man. He hopped on 15 back, and 15 got him out of there.
What Morstead was saying was, he was like, the only reason why you saying this is because you stunk while you was here. He didn't do once he got to Kansas City, he didn't do nothing else. What?
What's he gonna do with Zach Wilson? What was he like?
He didn't really do nothing with the Chiefs either.
Exactly, that's the problem.
Super Bowl.
He's just complaining.
Guy, you're like, all right, this guy's gonna really light it up.
He's a boo-boo Schuster, bro. He was only good when they had Tyreek Hill because Tyreek was drawing triple teams.
Exactly.
Oh, he a front runner? That's what he's saying?
Yeah, he boo-boo Schuster.
He stinks.
Boo-boo Schuster.
He's really bad. So hold on. So with Kansas City, that's the last game of the season, so I don't care. He had 5.
When did he get there though?
7, right before Halloween. So this is, I'm assuming this is the week, 2 weeks before they went to Germany.
Like week 4, no, like week 13 or 12.
This is like 9, like 8 or 9. He had one catch. He had one catch before he got traded to Kansas City. He finished Kansas City. I'm not counting the last game of the year because no one plays in that game. He had 5, 7, 8 catches to end the regular season. He had 3 catches in the Super Bowl. He had 2 catches before that in the playoffs. I don't care what Mecole Hardman has to say. For you to come out and say, man, this team stinks. We know. We knew the Jets were garbage. We're not surprised by any of this, what you're saying. But now it's, okay, you were leaking. It's a report about you leaking information to other teams.
Oh, yeah, he was leaking plays.
I'm like,
that's crazy.
So exactly. So I'm like, what are we doing?
Yes.
So I do think he needs to just shut up for a long time and just let this go. Don't respond to nobody.
Man, just ride off into the sunset.
You finished the regular season. No, the postseason before the Super Bowl, you had 5 yards. 5.
Yeah, he's a Jag. He's a fast Jag, though.
He stinks. But that is all from Freelay. Pops, you gonna join us next year?
Yeah, hit me up. I'll be here.
All right, we might do this again for the NBA draft, honestly, because there's a bunch of guys that none of us know. It's just a bunch of dudes that can hoop.
They real Jags.
It's not even that they stink. We just don't know their names no more.
Respect Rob.
Well, yeah, outside of Rob. Rob.
Rob a bucket.
Rob can hoop.
What's his name? Big Cut? Armando?
He ain't
Jag.
gonna I don't
Nah,
know about that.
Nah, he's not even a Jag. He's
Kid from
a
Indiana State
cone.
with the goggles.
He's a
That's my
cone.
guy right there.
Yeah, baby yoke.
Baby,
Yeah.
the kid from Indiana State.
They called
with the white boy with the
him
goggles.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, Kareem. That's my guy right there. Yep.
He was open. But that is
Yeah,
all
yeah.
from Freelay and family. I want to say thank you for watching, Pops. I really do appreciate you joining because for 3 years, I've been trying to get other people to join, and he was the only one to join. So I want to say thank you. You
Yeah,
really
appreciate it.
gave some great insight.
Young fellas, be safe. We'll go out and drink a beer one day.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
sir.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
All right,
Cold one.
all right, y'all be easy. All right, so y'all gonna get on? Y'all get on?
I'm getting on.
Yeah, I'm finna get
I'm
on.
streaming.
All right, say that.